Hello students, welcome to week 5 for PRL 300. This week our primary focus is going over live tweeting and the nature of Twitter and what we will be using this week to begin to interact online with some of our consumers. Our week 5 agenda tells us we're reading chapter 14. You're watching some videos on international PR, how to set up a Twitter account if you do not have one already. You're watching a phenomenal video on United Breaks Guitar. It's a perfect example of some international issues that arose from United Airlines having a mishap with a person's luggage, as well as watching a TEDx on global issues. You're completing a discussion board as well as a live tweeting project. And assignment number 4. Assignment number 4 requires that you write a 500-word essay explaining the importance of understanding culture and societal norms when preparing international public relations campaigns. You need to incorporate, obviously, terms and concepts from the weekly reading. The TEDx video you're watching will be the primary source of information that will help you understand a lot of what you need to do to complete this and write an effective essay on this particular assignment. Remember, everything needs to be an APA, cover page, abstract, and proper headers and citations as well. Discussion board number 5 requires you to find an example of a business or nonprofit that is targeting an international audience. You're going to write a 400-word reflection about the effectiveness of what that particular nonprofit or business is doing based on the information you learned from the chapter, as well as going through some of their initiatives that they're doing. So looking at their websites, their social media, things like that. You'll also need to respond to at least 2 students' posts. As we look through some of the other assignments, you also have your Twitter project this week. Twitter is a vital and integral part of public relations. So if you don't have a Twitter account already, you will be setting one up this week, and you'll choose a television program, sporting event, or some type of event in general that you want to live tweet. So that means you're going to tweet while that particular show is airing. You'll look for relevant hashtags around that show, and you'll tweet about it utilizing those hashtags. You'll retweet interesting tweets, post comments or links, and interact with at least one random or unknown person during that project to see what it is like. Once it's done, you're going to write about 100 to 200 words about that experience to let us know what it was all about, and so we can kind of see what that's like from a PR practitioner standpoint. To do this, it's important to understand the nature of Twitter and public relations. Twitter really affords the public relations practitioner to utilize the two-way symmetric communication from the Grunin-Hunt model discussed in chapter 3 and 4 of Satel. Now, two-way symmetric communication is providing that two-way flow of information that creates a continual conversation with the organization and the public. That's the most desired goal in public relations and strategic communication from any standpoint between the organization and the public, is to have a continual flow of information that's creating this conversation and dialogue with the consumer. Twitter is the #1 way to facilitate that communication. You can utilize hashtags, you can mention, you can retweet, you can like, you can directly interact with the brand and the organization in a purposeful and meaningful manner, as well as getting involved with the audience. So it provides a voice to consumers, an opportunity for them to directly connect with stakeholders, and it allows stakeholders to directly connect with consumers. So we're practicing that this week in order to help you understand how, as a PR practitioner, this would be a useful tool. The graph you see here is a snapshot of how your tweet can be go viral or be vitally used and have heavy impressions. So if there were 430,000 tweets and 10,000 of those are yours, you utilize a hashtag, a mention, or something relevant in which people are searching for on Twitter, the average 999,000 impressions, you'll capture 63,000 of those if you're utilizing Twitter analytics and appropriate hashtags and such. And then you can see from there how the clicks and things go forward. So Twitter is very useful and it's very valued in the profession. So we're going to practice that this week. If you have a particular question about that assignment, reach out to me early. It is something you do need to complete during the week. It'd be difficult to complete Sunday night at 10 o'clock. So you do need to do that early. Just to recap, we're reading chapter 14. We're watching some videos that are related to the course content, completing a discussion board, completing our live tweeting project, as well as assignment 4. If you have any questions, let me know. I pray you all have a blessed week.